We've had parents write in with sort of questions as they're dealing with shelter in place, right? There are a lot of situations that they're facing, and they would love some of your expertise. So, Kobe, a parent has written in and wants some advice on sleeping. They're saying that it's hard to get their child to sort of take naps as well as sort of sleep through a full night um, during this pandemic. So,
Hmm.
any tips for parents?
Sure. Um, so it turns out that some of the best strategies for sleep are really true for all of us. So as I learned more about strategies to help with sleep and bedtime routine, not only going to sleep but staying asleep throughout the night, I found that a lot of those were really great for my sleep routine too. So I sleep a lot better. So there's a few key things to think about, and I think I should probably preface this, and this is probably true of everything that we're going to talk about. The level of detail that you may need might require you to talk to your BCBA, regardless of where you're at in your programming, but to really work out some of the details, because I think we're probably going to talk generally about a lot of things today. But one of the important things about improving sleep is to do the same thing every night. So establishing a clear routine that you can follow consistently every night. This would be true of nap time as well. But this may perhaps actually be easier during stay at home because there's nothing else to do. There's not anything that's interfering, at least outside the home. So you want, as part of that routine, you want to have the same bedtime every night. So don't let that change. Don't do 8 o'clock one night and 7:30 one night and 9:30 another night. Try to keep that as close as you possibly can to the same time every night. Also, don't eat or drink for at least an hour before bedtime, or I guess you can't. Don't have your child eat or drink at least an hour before bedtime, especially nothing that is caffeinated. So a lot of sodas have caffeine. A lot of candy has caffeine, which might be surprising, but chocolate has caffeine in it. Most people think it's the sugar, but it's the caffeine that interferes most with sleep. And also do some calming activity before bed, like reading or bath time. But you certainly don't want to do some sort of alerting type of activity right before bed. That's true for everybody, by the way. So that's why it's good for us to do the same thing. And most people tend to sleep better when it's cool, dark, and quiet. And ironically, one of the things that helps with the quiet is white noise because it drowns out a lot of the little sounds that might keep us up. So think about that too, having a place that's cool, pretty dark. So light is something that interferes with our sleep, and quiet with white noise. And then I would also just add that it's also important as a part of long-term sleep not to do other activities in bed, like watching TV, computers, phones, iPads. I'm terrible at all of that stuff, but when I'm not sleeping well, I know that that's part of the problem. So think about that as kind of the last piece of all of this. For our kids, our beds are for sleeping.